Hello, my name is Dustin. I am the owner and operator of the Fish Room. We have been open for about 3.5 years as of this moment. When I was a young child, we went to the local state fair.
He always wanted to play the game where you had to bounce the ping pong ball into the fish bowl because he always wanted to win the fish.
Sadly, I wasn't able to win the prize, and so I guilt-tripped my mom to take us to the local pet store, being PetSmart, and we convinced her to buy us some betta fish. I was about 5-6 years old when that happened, and so ever since then I've had the love and passion for fish.
He is self-taught. It's something that he worked really hard to learn.
So over time you get to learn your fish and you get to realize that fish do have what I like to say fissionalities. So you do get to interact with them. And as that happens, over time you do start to name some of your fish. I've had a puffer fish that was named Cheeto. It was a cross river puffer. It had little red polka dots all over it and it made me think of Cheeto Puffs. So we kind of do like tetras every once in a while. If I have a group of 6, I'll call them the Avengers, like the little squad, the A-team, just little fun things like that. So we have about 35 different sizes of aquariums in here on the sales floor. How we like to heat the aquariums is we actually heat the entire building. At night, we turn the heat up to about 80 to 82. And then during our business hours, we turn the AC on to about 75. We like to use a LED strip lights. We typically keep them on the lower side of the settings to help control algae growth. And then we like to play with different colors of substrates and make the fish aesthetically prettier. So like the cardinal tetras right here really stand out on the darker environment with this particular light. For water change purposes, we like to use a Python system, which is basically a connection to a water hose that allows you to fill and drain if you choose to with your aquariums. Yeah, let's go to the back and check out the heart and the bones of the operation of the fish room. The importance of having a space in the back really allows you to maintenance the aquariums. It allows me to come back here and change things if I ever needed to. So right here we have an irrigation system. There's 4 different zones. So it allows us to add water into the aquariums. We have an irrigation dripper on each tank. It allows 4 gallons per hour to drip. If we choose to want to drain the aquarium, we can turn these little red valves. It is about a 60 to 70% water change. If we're just trying to do a dilution system, we have a second hole in the aquarium. It is our overflow, which is all connected to our drains. All of our aquariums are separate filtration. If we were medicating in the aquarium at that time and we didn't want the water to go in, we could just turn these little blue valves right here and it will stop the water from dripping into the aquarium. This particular box had some bettas from Thailand. So we have a special farm that we go through. It is a privately owned farm out in Thailand. They make sure when they are breeding their fish, they are considering genetics. So they always add fresh genetics to their pools. We also like to use some farms out in Florida. They come in a decently sized styrofoam box and they get shipped in bags like this. Typically takes anywhere from 24 to 36 hours for us to receive that shipment. So anything with a blue price tag in the store is locally hobbyist bred. And then we also have white, which means farm bred. And then we have the red, which represents the bettas. And then we also have green, which represents the wild caught fish.
Dustin is a great wealth of information that he gives us. He's given us literally step-by-step ways for us to be successful with our tank.
One of the few things that identifies us slightly different than some of the other pet stores around us is we do pre-quarantine all of our livestock. So as soon as we receive fish from our wholesalers or local suppliers, we take them into a whole nother room and we pre-medicate them and run 3 different types of medications. So they go through a bacterial medication, a fungal medication, and a parasitic medication. We assume they are sick, so we just pre-medicate, make sure they are nice and healthy. We do that for 2 weeks, and then once they pass the quarantine process, we take them out and bring them on the sales floor Every once in a while, fish do come in sick just right off the get-go. So they come in with like a fungal or bacterial infection. Those are typically things that you can see fairly easily just on the external of the body. Medications we like to use would be Hikari Icex for fungal, and bacterial would be the Fritz-Marsin.
I enjoy doing fish tanking as a hobby. It's always great to keep a nice bit of life at your house if you can't do a dog or cat. It brings me happiness. It helps me be in a better mood and better myself.
This right here is our selection of our hardscape. Hardscape is a broad term for basically driftwoods and rocks. So we have a variety of different types of driftwoods. We have some spiderwood, we have narrow roots, we also have black spiderwood, ghostwood, and satung wood. All of these woods are a natural thing to add into your aquarium, just adds an extra layer of texture, also creates biofilm, which will also promote food for certain lives. The rocks in itself is a great addition as well. It adds structure for basically shrimps to hide in, small fry, things along those lines. It's also a great way to naturally change water parameters. So if you ever need to make your water a little bit more acidic, driftwood is a great option for that. And if you ever need to make your water a little bit more basic, crushed corals and rocks are a great option to bring that pH up.
I love fish tanks, and I got a fish tank at home, and I just got a new fish tank, and I love coming to the fish store like every weekend to get new stuff, and I almost spend all my money on fish.
So right now we are using the Fritz Aquarium glass cleaner. What I really like about it is it fills in the tiny little holes in the glass. So it helps prevent oils, fingerprints, and water smears. This is our planted section. We have multiple different types of plants. We have rosette plants, which would be kind of a plant that has crowns. A crown, it would be where the foliage and the roots separate. That's going to include like your cryptocorneas, your Amazon swords, those types of plants. And then we also have some stem plants, which would be like the bacopas, calantheras, and the cardinal plants. Plants are very beneficial into your ecosystem. It is nature's filtration, so it allows you to help balance your water quality and keep things a little bit healthier. Also, it provides a well-balanced diet. So if you ever buy plants underwater, a lot of times they are going to come with crustaceans, snails, scuds, other lives like that. That is a very beneficial thing to have in your ecosystem, in my opinion. It is a free food source. It is also detritivores, so they help eat decaying plant matter, fish materials, stuff along those lines. This is our live baby brine shrimp hatchery. The company that makes it is this. Highly recommend it. We hatch 3 out throughout the entire day for all of our aquariums. Another common name for brine shrimp would be sea monkeys. So maybe as a kid you got to experience hatching some of that. That is what this is. We just feed it at a baby state. It is a high enriched protein, also has a lot of fiber in it, so it really helps digest the foods in through the fish.